Hello and welcome to another video from Minus Touch Toys, Games, Collectibles. And today we are looking at the 1998 release by Hasbro from their Power of the Force series of 12-inch action figures. And this particular one we're looking at today is one of my favourites actually. We are looking at the 12-inch version of Luke Skywalker. And he's dressed in a Stormtrooper outfit as he appeared in Star Wars, the very first Star Wars movie, which then went on to be renamed as The New Hope. And it's from the scene where him, Han Solo and Princess Leia are in the trash compactor and they're being attacked by the Dianoga monster. And this particular figure comes with the Dianoga Tentacle. Okay, so this is the box it comes in, and it says ages 4 and up. And it's item number 57113 from assortment number 57111. And it says Luke Skywalker with Dianoga Tentacle. And you've got the Darth Vader helmet at the bottom there, which was the logo of the first batch of movies. You've got Star Wars, Power of the Force, and the Hasbro logo on the bottom right-hand corner. And it says, warning, choking hazards, small parts, not for children under 3. Okay, so that's the front of the box. Let's just turn the box around to the back. And what have we got on the back? Yeah, so there's lots to see on the back. It says at the very top, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, the adventure continues with this exciting introduction of figures from the Star Wars trilogy. Each figure is authentically styled with incredible detail and is fully posable. And it says Star Wars Power of the Force. Immersed in debris, Han and Luke soon realise that the walls of the trash compactor are closing in on them. And it's got coming summer 1999, Star Wars Episode 1, new characters, vehicles and worlds. And you've got Luke Skywalker. These are figures from this particular series. You're Luke Skywalker with Dianoga Tentacle, Obi-Wan Kenobi with glowing lightsaber, and Ponda Baba with a removable arm. It says collect them all. And you've got the warning information on the sides there on the stickers. And you have the Lucasfilm copyright information at the bottom there, and it's made in China. Obviously all the Hasbro logos and the barcode and your proof of purchase at the bottom there. Okay, so that is the back of the box. Let's just turn the box to the side. Anything exciting on the side? No, it just says, you can see now, I'll just drop the camera down slightly. It says Luke Skywalker with Dianoga Tentacle, fully posable figure, authentically styled outfit and accessories. And you've got the Hasbro logo at the top, and you can see through the window Luke in his costume. And on the other side, pretty much the same thing again. You've got the Hasbro logo on the top right hand corner. You've got the Darth Vader face mask, Star Wars Power of the Force, Luke Skywalker, Dianoga Tentacle, fully posable figure, authentically styled outfit and accessories. Okay, so that's the figure in the box. Is there anything different on the top? If we just lower that down, Star Wars Power of the Force, Luke Skywalker again with Dianoga Tentacle, the Darth Vader logo and the Hasbro logo. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the box and take the figure out. I don't know whether I can take him off the card, but I'm certainly going to take him out of the box. So we're going to have a look at him out of the box. Okay, so I've removed the figure from the box, and you can see that he's still very well strapped into the packaging, and I'm not able to remove him, unfortunately. If you look at the back of the card, you can see he's all heavily taped in, and there's no way that I'm going to be able to get him off and be able to put him back on again. Also, the helmet is shrink wrapped, and his communicator is shrink wrapped on the bottom there, and the projectile for his gun is still shrink wrapped onto the back of the board. So trying to take him out wouldn't actually work, but we can still have a very good look at him. Let's zoom in quite closely, and there you can see facial features. Yeah, it's not quite right for, they haven't really got the face right for Luke. Although I realise I understand he was a young man when he played the first Luke Skywalker in the first film, but the facial features are just not right, are they? it really doesn't look much like Luke Skywalker. Maybe the hair does, but the face just really doesn't look like Mark Hamill at all, I'm afraid. So that is a little bit disappointing. But I suppose when you've got the helmet, I mean, the helmet's fantastic. If we can just turn that to the side, I think you can see the helmet very well. Let's try and have a better view there of the helmet. But the helmet is absolutely fantastic. You can just see the actual eye slots there and the back of the helmet. I mean, it's fantastic, the helmet. So that more than makes up for the facial features, I would say. But I am a little bit disappointed with the sculpting of Luke's face. But hey, they've got the communicator right there. The tentacle is fabulous, and is all wrapped around his neck and around his body, as it was in the New Hope when they were stuck in the trash compactor. And obviously he comes with his weapon there, and you've got the missile at the bottom. You put the missile in the bottom, it locks into place, and you pull the trigger and it will fire. So it is a real firing missile. But there you can see he's dressed in Stormtrooper attire, and he does look absolutely fantastic. And he is the figure that's been, or the attire that's been messed around with in the trash compactor. So it's all dirty with the tentacle blood from the Dianoga and so on. So it is a bit of a messy uniform. So remember, they're just pure white, the Stormtrooper outfits. Okay, and obviously he's got his holster on the side there as well, just the side of his leg, if you can just see that where my finger's pointing there. I don't know whether the actual gun will actually sit in there or not. There's no pistol that comes with him, it's just the large one, so I don't know whether that does actually clip into there or not. Articulation wise, how can we, let's just see if we can see what the articulation is actually like. Okay, well, you can see that the head moves. We can do that. The head moves from side to side. The tops of the arms, there's articulation there, the elbow joints and the hand. So there's good articulation on the whole top section of the body. The waist also moves. There's articulation in the waist there, so you can turn the top half around. The tops of the legs also move. Now, I don't know about the knee joints. Let's just try and have a look, see if there's it doesn't feel like there's articulation in the knee joints. So, no, I don't think there's any articulation in the knee joints, and the feet don't move either. So there's not a great deal of articulation at the bottom of his body. So there's no movement there. I can't feel any articulation on the back of the leg there, so I don't think there is any. So articulation is not so good as I originally first thought. But with his helmet on and the tentacle wrapped around him, it looks fantastic. So it is a real shame about the sculpting of the face. I'm not very happy with the sculpting of the face, but the rest of it I think is incredible. And once you've got the helmet on him, he just you can use him as Stormtrooper if you wanted to. You didn't have to use him, display him as Luke Skywalker, but you could play him display him as a Stormtrooper. But he does with that mask on, it will look absolutely incredible. And you don't have to have the tentacle wrapped around him. You can take that off and leave that to one side if you wanted to. It's entirely up to you. But yeah, I mean, other than that, the figure is absolutely brilliant. So the only disappointing, and of course because there's no articulation on the knee joint, that's a little bit of a shame. So he's got to stand up all the time. You can't really pose him running or anything like that, which is a shame. But otherwise, yep, still an absolutely blinding figure. So for me, the actual facial sculpting lets it down. But other than that, it's absolutely incredible figure. Really, really nice figure. It's a shame I can't take it off, but obviously it is all still attached at the back, as I showed you earlier. So we're just going to have to have a good look at it this way. So, how well did these figures do? Well, I would say, yeah, I mean, these figures done, I think, for the 12-inch figures, they done very, very well. Considering they were nowhere near as popular as the smaller figures. So as an adult buying figures for kids, you would always tend to go to the 3 3¾ inch figures because they were the comfortable size for kids. They go in their play box. They could hold them easily in their hands and play with them very, very well. So those are the figures that you went to. The 12-inch figures were really more for collectors, I think, or the teenager rather than the young child. So, and not to mention the fact that the cost was significantly different on the 12-inch figures to what the cost was originally for the smaller figures. So yeah, they didn't sell anywhere near as well as the smaller figures, but then they probably wasn't supposed to, because they were geared for a slightly older audience. But I mean, for me, these figures should have been aimed for collectors, because that's what they are. They're just so good. They display absolutely perfectly, and they just look incredible. As I say, I'm disappointed with the facial features, facial sculpting of Luke Skywalker, but with that helmet on, he would just look absolutely out of this world. I don't actually have one of these in my collection. I'm very tempted to keep one for myself, but at the end of the day, I shouldn't really be saying that. So, do they pop up on the platforms? Well, they do from time to time come back on the platforms. Not as often now as they used to. Obviously, we're talking now, what, 26 years on since these were released. And these were actually released to tie in with the original 3 movies returning to mainstream cinema, which they hadn't done since their original release in the this one was 1977, from the New Hope. So it was when they were remastered and returned to the cinema screen just before the release of Star Wars Episode 1. So they remastered the 3 films, sent them back to cinema, so it whet your appetite waiting for the brand new movie, which was The Phantom Menace, to come out. So yes, they used to pop up quite regularly on the platforms. They don't now in this mint sealed condition. They do, you don't get me wrong, they do come up, but they're usually loose. They're usually missing bits and pieces. It's usually advertised, when you see them separately, they're just advertised as Luke Skywalker as a Stormtrooper. So if you are intending to buy on the platform, just be a bit careful that what you think you are buying is actually what you are buying. So have a very good look at the pictures. Be a bit vigilant when you're all on the platforms. Or, however, we at Midas Touch have managed to find a few of these figures, and they are currently available to purchase on the Midas Touch website, which you can get to very simply by clicking the link below, which will take you straight to the website, where you'll be able to find this and many other vintage Star Wars items, and many other vintage toys, games and collectibles come to that. There's over 10,000 products currently available on the website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. There will be something for everybody, and I am absolutely positive that you won't want to miss this, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new products, which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there's something in particular you are looking for, something old that you've never been able to find, something quirky you might want to buy for a friend, or maybe just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long lost childhood memories, well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know, the next item we upload could be that item you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed this very short video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you again next time.